Clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell. Alrighty, booby tubes and the ticket to talk land. Third time's a charm. So this is what the stuff I love, and I love pointing out, like, going to the source rather than people bumping their gums on boob tubes and not using the first-hand evidence or even daring to venture on the second page of Google search results, you know? Research! Anywho, earlier on I talked on how Freemasonry gave me a head start when it came to the conspiratard game, the truther industrial complex, manufactured media for people to gobble up for political and religious purposes. And I had a head start in the essence that my dad was a Mason, and he had friends who were Masons, and I knew they weren't baby eaters planning on taking over the world. And when I bounced in and dipped my toe and started getting further and more ball deep into the conspiratard land, one of the first rabbit holes that's flung out there to try and lure you in, you know, one of the first bits of bait is the Masonic conspiracy, and I always had a head start in that. In essence, that I knew that 99.9% of the shit that they were all spouting was a load of crap, right? And in hindsight, stepping back, it was a lot of the same, very eerily similar rhetoric that the Nazis used against Masonry when they were rounding them up and putting them in their camps during World War II. Nah, not a lot of people investigate that shit, but fuck it, let's watch YouTube and talking heads on there. Max Egan knows what he's talking about. So, first-hand evidence, right? Always a good place to start, isn't it? Always a good place to start. So, here's Facebook. Yeah, right, but this is the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Scotland, the Scottish Rite. Plethora of information if you want to find out about Freemasonry away from the retardation of conspiratardation on the boob tubes, etc, etc, etc. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, so because I could harp on about this shit forever. But the reason I wanted to do this was the Mitsubishi thing, because recently I've started to try to practice more of what I preach, getting back to the gym regularly, trying to fucking get myself back in an even keel. So just sitting, there's nothing quite like sweating your tits off in a steam room or sauna, naked with predominantly a load of males talking pish. There's nothing like it, man. It's so cathartic, it's unbelievable. Anywho, so there's this one dude I've chatted to for the ages. He's from my old gym and now he's in the new gym. Anyway, so talking to him about this stuff, so he's asking me about it and stuff, and then I end up talking about my Mitsubishi and how that's the Scottish Rite Freemasonry Mason's mark. And right, I'm trying to figure out, I'll read a wee bit of this, right, but Mitsubishi and Freemasonry, I think let me just see if it's all on this page. It is. Right, so you can go and look at this for yourself. Mitsubishi refers to the 3-diamond emblem. Mitsubishi is a combination of the words Mitsu and Hishi. Mitsubishi. Fuck. See, a dyslexic stupid cunt trying to do this kind of stuff. It's nuts. It means 3. Hishi means a water chestnut, and Japanese have used the word for a long time to denote a rhombus or diamond shaped. Japanese often bend the H sound to a B which when it occurs in the middle of the word together, combination of Mitsu and the Hishu pronunciation as Mitsubishi. So there you go. Anyway, the logo underwent considerable refinement until the modern version was adopted during 1910. The 1910s, specifically from the 1921 when the present company was founded in 1921 as Mitsubishi Shipbuilding Co., now Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Limited. Now the rest is there, I'm not hiding it, the fucking website's there and all that, right? I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to show that I can try and read, but here is the Freemasonic, here is the Scottish Rite Freemasonry registry, if you can read that, at the date 1901, right? So, and there's the Mitsubishi sign in Scotland, Scottish Rite Freemasonry in Glasgow. Shipbuilding, what did we just say about Mitsubishi? Or what did I just say before losing my bit? Mitsubishi, it was founded as Mitsubishi Shipbuilding Co., who's the motherfucking world leaders in shipbuilding back in the fucking very early 20th century, the start of the 20th century, if not the late 19th century, coming into the early 20th century. Glasgow, right? Every time you become a Master Mason, which is just the first 3 degrees, and then in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, you know, I found a website that shows it quite well, actually, man. It's like, in fact, the website shows you it well, but there's a better, the picture itself. Did I get the picture up? I'm pretty sure I did get the picture up here. I'll show you the picture. The picture itself kind of shows you, it's actually quite good, actually. Because everybody tries to simplify it, dumb it down or something like that, right? But it's not as simple. So there's kind of a brief, the York Rite, the Scottish Rite, all the affiliated, the Shriners, so on and so forth. All the Eastern Star, the women affiliated organisations and that. If you notice on the left, the Scottish Rite has a lot more steps than the York Rite on the right. The York Rite on the right and the Scottish Rite on the left. The Red Lodge, there's a lot more steps. So like, once you become a Master Mason, it's up to you if you want to go and investigate any other degrees, and it's not done in numerical order. These degrees can be done whatever tickles your fancy, you know, just depends how ball deep you want to get into it. A lot of people do the first 3 degrees, boom, then they're out. That was my dad, done his first 3 degrees, and then he's kind of like, he was interested obviously, but not that interested. Whereas like fucking, I'm mega interested. But fucking these organisations wouldn't let me anywhere near them. So me doing all this shit isn't breaking any oath or so on. Right, anyway, I'm just checking the time because I'm going to go over. But anywho, so that's how Mitsubishi, every time you become a Master Mason, first 3 degrees in the Scottish Rite, you can get a Mason's mark like they did back in the day when they were actual working with stones. It was your signature. It gets put in a triangle and gets put in a registry. Here is the guy's name. I'll leave it for you to decipher. RWM1904, but as you can see over on the left, it's 1901. But over on the right, it looks like 1904. But then Mitsubishi, its logo wasn't established, and it was the Scottish shipbuilding engineers that went over to Japan to help them with their shipbuilding engineering. And that's where Mitsubishi came from. So Mitsubishi is a Masonic company. Well, it's certainly got a Masonic mark for 1901, 20 years before its inception. And it's identical. How'd you like those apples? Get it? Got it? Good. Cat cheese, no cats or cheese were used in this filming. Alrighty, boob tubes and the chinkity talks.